and he's got 14 people in his team. And I'm like, okay, what are these 14 people doing? Right?
Yeah.
And this is a key thing because what we can do now as we go forward is not the same as what we have done in the past.
Yeah.
And when I showed him what I was doing, yeah, I was doing more than his 14 team members.
Wow.
And that was a real eye opener for me and for him. And yeah, I
Yeah.
love what you said there before. You did it for freedom, right? And yeah, for sure, that's the biggest motivation to get out there
Yeah.
and be free. And the problem is, if you're not careful, it becomes your biggest prison, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't I know it? Yeah. It's super difficult because
yeah,
you do it all in the name of freedom and then you spend more hours at your desk than you ever did with a job. But it feels very different. I don't know how you feel about it, Roy, but it feels very different. It's like every moment I'm at my desk, I'm actually super passionate about what I'm doing and I'm trying to, yeah, do something to help others. Whereas when I was at desk for somebody else, it didn't feel like that at all. It felt like I was watching the clock to leave the place. And then when I do want to take a day off, I can take a day off, and that's what's important. Even if I don't, I can.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you have the option, and I think
Yeah,
that's yeah such a good point. Is that you feel empowered all the time. But the thing I see the most, and I'm guessing for you it's the same because of where you look on social media, you have
yeah,
all these people saying all these amazing things about yeah, AI and what it can do. But when I go out into the real world and talk to people, hardly anyone is doing anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is exactly like that, actually. Like, I guess we're at the very early stages, and some people think because of all the hype around there that they're late to adopting this tech.
yeah,
But actually, you can pick up the foundations of this technology extremely quickly. It can take you a month, 2 months with just a bit of practical application, and you can pick up the same knowledge or 80% of the same knowledge that somebody has from 2 years ago when they were doing ChatGPT. And it's almost better to be doing it now and starting now because there's all that accumulated knowledge and learnings of what hasn't worked in the past and what things need to be improved going forwards.
and for me, AI is a 60% tool.
Yeah,
It's not a 80% or a 90% tool, it's a 60% tool. And I have to keep the architect role all the time. Right. I have to
yeah,
be powerful in that. I have to know what my vision is. I have to know what my plan is, and I have to keep on bringing it back on track again. And what we can do as companies, as company owners, is we can allow everybody in our company to bring the human to the top.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, to really raise the human up. Because if we can raise the human up, those are the companies that aren't going to be delivering slop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's a really good point because the people who are going to be most powerful, in my opinion, going forwards are those functional knowledge owners where
yeah.
they understand their processes inherently, and now the tech can build itself, or like you said, get to a 60, 70, 80% version. So if you can manage your context and your logic, that's 80% of the battle. 20% is now the tech. And it used to be the opposite. It used to be the hard part. And why you'd hire an expensive engineer was because we couldn't build the tech quickly.
Yeah.
And then loads of tools came out to build quick landing pages, quick automations. But this kind of wraps it all in one. And now the most powerful people moving forwards are those that have inherent inbuilt context that others don't have around their industry, around their niche, around
Yeah.
their function.
And one of the simplest things that I did in the last year was to take, probably 8 months ago, I took my Claude and I connected it to my Notion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's such a simple thing to me now. But
Yeah.
as I'm working through my day, I'm just, oh, yes, just stick that into Notion for me. Stick that into
Yeah.
Notion for me. Just do this. And, yeah, and suddenly, yeah, my Notion is quite messy because there's a lot of stuff in there. But I don't even
Yeah.
need to look into it because I can just say, I did this thing the other day. Can you help me find it? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's under here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing I hear so often is, well, AI is going to make you dumb. And I found it's entirely the opposite.
Yeah.
It's just opened up my potential. It's opened up what I'm capable of doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because all I need to know now is what's the problem.
Yes.
Right. I'll just go through how I've used your process. I
Yeah.
used N8N, yeah, for a long time. So
Yeah.
when I finish this podcast, I take the audio file, I put it into Descript, I do some, remove ums and ahs and stuff. Just
Yeah.
make sure it sounds okay. Take that file and drop it into a folder, and it goes through it. Boom, boom, boom. Basically, does what would have taken me 2.5 days in 15
Yeah.
minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. But it took me 6 weeks to build that N10 workflow, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So it's my voice and it's my words and my stories, right? And the same way that you'd go out and you'd go and get yourself a ghostwriter who would then
Yes.
write it for you. I've got my ghostwriter, right? Which
Yeah.
is which was a Claude Code machine, and this was before I came on board with you. And so we went through this process, and I was like, and I went to Florida. I did a book writing retreat in Florida with some
Yeah.
friends, and yeah, by the time I'd finished going through this process, I was like, and I read my first story. It actually brought me to tears because I'd never heard my own story in that way.
Yeah.
We've been conditioned that we have to learn something, we have to do a course, we have to do this, we have to do that, and then we have to practice it and get good at it. And those days
Yeah.
aren't here anymore, no? They're gone.
Yeah. 100%. And we're not saying that you like going back to the point of it's not making you dumber. What you're doing is just like using your time in a more valuable way. You're still extracting the key points from those different frameworks and books and understanding the 80% of what you need to know.
Yeah,
But it's taking you 20% of the time instead of having to sit down, read the book, extract the frameworks, think how they apply to your case. And what you can do is, again, spend your time on quality vetting the output. Does that framing work, or should I try a different framework?
yeah,
And therefore you put in the second framework that and
yeah,
you're basically improving it through these
yeah.
these proven bits of context.
I mean, I sat down with this new client the other day, and he runs a full service marketing agency. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool, okay, show me what you're doing. We went through a whole bunch of stuff, and I've got this AI system for it. So I'm like, okay, show me. And then we got, one of the things I do is look at how they're running their budgets, and so
Yeah.
let's look at your team. And he's got 14 people in his team, and I'm like, okay, what are these 14 people doing, right?
Yeah.
And this is a key thing because what we can do now as we go forward is not the same as what we have done in the past.
Yeah.
And when I showed him what I was doing, I was doing more than his 14 team members.
Wow.
And that was a real eye opener for me and for him.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what about these people? I'm like, yeah, but those people all have a skill. Your branding person has the skill. Instead of spending 70 or 80% of her time going and doing stuff, she can spend all of her time taking that branding skill and seeing 10 times more customers.
Yes.
Oh that's what we want to do. Right. Okay,
Yeah.
there's this developer, there's that it's okay, well, let's get them working in a way that they can be way more efficient,
Yeah.
and bring that human to the front, right? And 10 times it, and let them work 6 hours a day and pay them more money. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my view of the AI world in the future, is that it actually frees us. Yeah.
Yeah. Augmentation instead of replacement. It's like, how can we make somebody enjoy their work more, focus on more of the right things that add value to your business,
Yeah.
whilst freeing up more time and getting more customers and growing your business.
So now that my agentic operating system, your system, connects to my Google Ads account.
Yeah,
Okay.
great.
And then because I've managed to sign up for a Google Ads developer account,
Yeah.
I can go and search or do the keyword research.
Yes, nice.
And all of this, it doesn't work unless you know who your client is, unless you know what they're
Yeah.
saying, unless you understand you need SEO and GEO and AEO. You need all these things. Otherwise it's not going to work, right? And it all starts with understanding what your SOPs are for your customers.
Yeah, the tools are getting easier, but the processes haven't changed. Like the functional knowledge you need to run something well. Like everyone can now create a meta ad, but not everyone can create a brilliant meta ad that, returns on investment. And that's the difference. That's where that functional or niche knowledge is actually going to play a part. Because
Of the care framework.
Yeah.
And the biggest single tool that I've used in the last 2 years has been right, I've given you this idea. What am
Yeah.
I missing? What's wrong? What else
Yes.
could I do to improve it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and go and do some research online and find out if this will work or not.
Yeah.
Because if you go out and you say to ChatGPT, "Hey, I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell soap on the side of the road. It's amazing. Yeah, I've got people that walk past here. There's at least a few a day, and they're going to buy
Yeah.
my soap." ChatGPT will say, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, this is how you can do it. And why don't you
Yeah.
think about getting yourself a banner?" And but if you go and put the whole context in, yeah, you can get much more out of it, right?
100%. And you definitely need that critique as well. And that's a really good way to use it, is to say, we all have our inherent biases. We're all biased towards our own ideas.
Yeah.
And, that's why the mum test exists as a book, right? It's about going and asking questions in a non-biased way to get an accurate reflection of actually what people think. And we need to do the same with like ChatGPT and stuff. Is like, we almost want it to criticize our work so that we can understand the limitations and we can improve our ideas.
I put something out on LinkedIn the other day, which was talking about one of my clients going to go and redo his website, and
Yeah.
he had built out the HTML for it, and he was going to send that across to his developer and pay
Yeah.
$600 to the developer to put that onto his WordPress for him. And I was like,
Wow.
those days are gone. We don't do that
Yeah.
anymore, right? Yeah, and so I put that onto LinkedIn, and I got 48 abuse answers from everyone developing in WordPress.
Really?
It's insane. It was really insane. I was like, okay, this is the problem, guys. You need to get with the latest tools because
Yeah.
this is the new world we live in, right? This is where it's coming. Yeah.